Okay, so I would like to introduce you to this new R&B group. I'm gonna say new because it hasn't hit the states yet, the United States yet. But if you look around, you can find some of their older projects, and the older songs. However, this newer group that has caught people's attention because it's not necessarily a group that a lot of people would listen out to. Has really three artists. One's Stella, one's Renee, and one's Georgia, Georgia, right? And I think these are somewhat common names, but unless you're in the states, and then Georgia is Jorja, and this group is called Flow, and Flow is a group that will remind you of the um, simpler R&B, where we had people like Jaheim, we had people like Neo. Those kind of people are what you will kind of be dealing with if you're listening to a song like this. And I know this song sounds weird. The title of this song sounds very weird. But it's okay. It's weird. It's called Cardboard Box, which I think might seem weird as a name because like, where did cardboard cardboard box come from? And I think the way that this song is set up, I think it explains itself to a T of like an apartment. I think when you think cardboard box, think of an apartment of somebody you truly hate. And this is why I think that's why they named it cardboard box, is because of the details they add in here, which I think are incredible, but not necessarily for people that get angry, mad, or easy, or angry or upset very easily. This song is probably not for you, but it is. It reminds you of an older R&B song. So we'll get right into it real quick. Let's just check to see if we have any sponsors. Okay, so not to get you confused with Flow Rida, that is very known in the states. Flow is this UK group, the United Kingdom group, and this is going to be their debut hit, and it's a weird song to listen to. This song sounds very much American, but it also sounds very much British. Like the beat has that kind of kick that like UK artists have, like Ed Sheeran, Stormzy. They kind of had this kick to it that's very unique to the UK, and I do like it. And Stella takes the first verse, which I can only tell you that she paints the picture when she says, "I have a confession, and I don't want you anymore." And I think that, well, she goes deeper into it, and we talk about the deeper meanings of it. But when you first hear it, you're like, I'm very caught off guard, because when the title goes cardboard box, you're like, I'm not really expecting anything, maybe a dance song, and this is anything but. No pun intended. She says there's no room for questions. Like, we've been through this so many times that I really don't want you anymore, because you don't seem to. And you don't seem to listen to the answers to the questions that you keep asking. There's no room for questions. And Stella takes this chorus, this chorus just seems amazing to me. And there's really no huge difference between the acoustic and the video. But the acoustic, their voices carry. And it makes this song you feel more of the atmosphere in the room around it. And the video, there's no difference, but it's just, you feel the atmosphere more. And so when she says, I've been putting up with this for too long, yeah, you're not gonna change. What's the point of stringing me along? We've done this. We're done for real. Where you kind of hear it in her voice, the almost like the upset manner of, I really didn't want to let you go, but you're not going to change for me, so why would I ever try to continue to make things better when you don't want to constantly change them. She says, "But you said you were going to change before, you never did. You'll change for a few, you'll change for a few, and then change right back to what we talked about and what I hated." And that's a weird thing because they say relationships aren't supposed to be one-sided, but it just seems that when they talk about relationships, it is extremely, like, the way she talks about it, like that old R&B sound of it, the relationship seeming like it's one-sided that we've heard from Neo, Charlie Wilson. Like, that's what this song brings to me with their emotion, their atmosphere. And then as a collective they sing, I'm gonna put your stuff in a cardboard box and I'm gonna change the locks. I'm changing the locks and change my number, which I wouldn't say drastically go to that, but it's just the fact that when they sing it together, they seem like a voice. It doesn't seem like there's any competition in between these three women. And now I don't know them personally, but it really doesn't seem like there is, like, hey, we have to take this verse, I have to outshine on this verse more than the other woman. It doesn't seem that way. And I know a lot of people do worry about it, but I don't really hear it. Especially in the music, I don't hear it, and I definitely don't see it. And then Georgia says in her verse, stressing, "Do you hear any stutter in my voice? I see it as a blessing. I see it as a blessing." And it's a weird thing to hear her say this because it's almost like, yeah, I've given up. That's exactly what it is. I've given up. You don't see me stuttering anymore. I'm not afraid to leave you. I'm going to leave you. We're done because you clearly don't care about my emotions or my feelings as much. And I think this song does get this message over that hump of, is it real or is she just saying her song? Like, you can genuinely feel that she is upset about a relationship, a past relationship when she wrote this. But she asked in her pre-chorus that, "I hope she was worth wasting my time. I hope she was so much fun that you forgot about me. I hope y'all the best. But I'm over it now." But can she do anything I did for you? Was she willing to put the stuff on the limit so you could have the life you wanted to live? And this could go either way. This could go guy or girl. I've seen guys deal with it. I've seen girls do it. I've seen non-binary people deal with relationships like this, where they've given their all to a person and the person just doesn't care, and they move on to somebody else, or they're with somebody else and they don't tell anybody. It is the saddest thing to watch. It is the most hurtful thing to watch, especially when you think that the person is your soulmate or your twin flame. It's terrible to watch. And they just talk about she's gonna change your number, and then we get this chorus again where they just talk about they're gonna change your number, gonna change the locks, and then put yourself in a cardboard box. And then and they don't care if you're crying, upset when they leave. It's really over this time. And just overall, I do like the way this song is portrayed. Like, there's not really that many curse words in it. Like, it's not that many. It's really not that many in there. Like, this song is not that many in there. And then we get Remy as a bridge is, "I'm gonna put your jeans next to your dreams that you sold me. Like, you sold me this fantasy of we were gonna be together forever, married, and that's not the case. But right beside that dream, when I throw that dream out, I'm throwing you out. I'm be no longer with you." She said, "Karma is terrible. Well, you will see the karma that comes after this situation." But yeah, like, when they say, like, the situations of spoiling somebody, just hope. There are a lot of people, and I salute these people, and they don't get enough praise of putting their self out of the equation because the person they're in a relationship with or hoping to be in a relationship with is causing them so much pain that they're like, well, I would rather take the pain and build them up, no matter if that's confidence, financially, whatever it is. They're like, I'm gonna try to build this person up, right? And then that is when you mess over with them people, that is the fastest way to screw up a blessing. But also, you should need another person in a relationship or in some kind of ship to put you in a to build anything up. You should be able to not have to worry about it. But in those situations, I do salute those people that are like, as the generation says now, I'm gonna stand behind them. I would stand behind that person. Like, you would stand behind that person and take all the stuff that they're lashing out at you, and then you stay with them because you believe that they'll change over time. I salute you, because there's not a lot of people that will do that. And so the karma will be of them realizing what they missed, especially, and some guys, they don't realize it till later in life, right? 30s or so. Women, they pick it up whenever they pick it up. And non-binary, they pick it up whenever they pick it up. But they always say that late. Guys always regret it because they pick it up so late. It might not be in the moment. It might not be right away. But like 34, when they turn 30, 40, when they want to settle down, they regret losing that person because of what they did. And I think this song is that perfect representation of it. And especially because we got on the girl side of, we got a woman's side to it, where we get to see how the woman actually feeling it. We've heard guys say it for years. Charlie Wilson, Neo, Chris Brown. We've heard the guy side of it for so long. It's good to hear a woman's side of the argument, or like the girl sides of how they feel when guys treat them terribly or non-binary. Whenever they're treated terribly as a person, right? Because we're all human, but when you treat somebody like they're not that, or you treat them like they're an option, This song is just, it has a lot of emotions behind it. And I do like the production, and I think this will do well, especially in the R&B market. Without a doubt, this will be great. Because it brings out a lot of emotions. Overall, I do like this song, though. The name, I would say the name was a little bit confusing when it came out. But I don't necessarily, I don't hate it. I actually like it. I really do like this song. So overall, I'm going to give it probably a 9.8 out of 10, just because there will never be a song that's perfect. I think my 10 out of 10 song will never be like a perfect song. Like, it's very hard to make a perfect song. But definitely a 9 out of 10 song is easy. Especially these women, they did it. They've done it. I just can't go without saying that these women have done a perfect job at this song. The production, the video, the acoustic version, which I do love when artists put out acoustic versions, and then the music video and the acoustic version, because I do like to listen to both. I like them both. The atmosphere just seems great. So overall, I do like this song.